Okay, now we've got the intro out of the way, we can actually start playing. Just have a chat to our friend Buttles here, who is now a corpse. Oh, that's a shame. Anyway, we're down here. The fish! No! Roysten! I will save you, Roysten! I will do whatever I can! And Buttles, yeah, whatever. We'll try and save you, I guess. Look at him just floating there. He's so useless. Klungo, what are you doing here? What's that? You got left behind? Hey, who are you calling stupid? You're the one who tried to push a boulder for like 2 years. Yeesh. Anyway, as we can see, Spiral Mountain is in tatters. Just collect some eggs. You know, during this little intro thing, give you a little a little history about Banjo. The first game, Banjo-Kazooie, was released in 1998, I believe, by Rare. It was on the Nintendo 64. Big hit. I remember playing that game when I was a kid. I just thought that was the best thing ever, pretty much. And it really was. And then, of course, at the end of Banjo-Kazooie, you can ignore that. At the end of Banjo-Kazooie, they hinted very heavily at a sequel, which was to be called Banjo-tooie. And 2 years later, in 2000, that sequel came out, and this is what we got. Banjo-tooie expanded upon the world, introduced new enemies, and revisited some old ones in Grunty. Anyway, oh! Man. You think they'd release stronger enemies to start you off with? Anyway, let's go down here. Let's have our first fight against Klungo. I'm playing this on the Xbox 360 version. Yeah, the Xbox 360 version of the game. I'm doing that for a few reasons. First of all, because I can capture in HD. In fact, the capture device I use can only capture in HD, so... I couldn't use the 64 if I wanted to, since it doesn't have an HD output. Secondly, they actually made the game look a lot better for the 360. They redid a lot of the textures, and it looks a lot smoother, it's a lot more appealing, and the fact that it's in HD is just fantastic. It's really almost a flawless remake. And right now we have the first of 3 Klungo fights. Let's see which potion... Oh, he's taking the potion that makes him bigger, okay. Aha! Take that. So this is a very simple fight. You just hit him with your eggs, or I mean, you can probably hit him with something else. He's gonna throw potions at me now. Oh, he actually got me. There we go. We nailed him with an egg. He's gonna keep throwing his potions. We're just gonna dodge him. Should only take one more hit to put him down. Yeah, we got him. And now he'll storm off. But that's okay, because we get to fight him twice more. Each time he gets a little bit harder, but really he's pretty much the easiest boss in the game. I kind of like the rapport that Klungo has with Banjo and Kazooie. Kind of like, yeah, you're against my mistress, but, you know, personally I got nothing against you. Nice guy, Klungo. Nice guy, yeah. We'll kick his ass again later. And you can see, we've got all the same moves from Banjo-Kazooie. So it's not like Metroid or anything where you lose all your stuff and have to start all over. No, nothing like that. You get all the same stuff you had. And you get to learn even more new stuff, which is just great. Anyway, first foray into the Isle of Hags. We're here in Jinjo Village. Jam jars, telling us about the silos, which are basically the warp system for this game. It works pretty well. No complaints from me. Just get some feathers and some eggs. We could go see some jinjos, but we'll just press on here and go straight to King Jingaling. Kill that guy. just have to try and re-familiarize myself with the controls here. This is pretty much the fastest way to get around is, what is it called? I forgot what that move's called. If you remember what that move's called, tell me in the comments. Because I honestly can't remember off the top of my head. And here we've got King Jingaling. He's just a massive Jinjo. Sits on his throne with his, weird little pet thing. Man, I wish I knew what that thing was, because it freaks me the hell out. Seriously, it's got eyes and a nose, and that's it. There's nothing else to it. Anyway, King Jingaling's entire agenda is based around the kickball tournament against the moles. Seriously, that's it. Jinjos versus moles. There is nothing else to him. Oh, an incentive? Yeah! We got a Jiggy! First of many, because there are a lot of Jiggies to collect in this game. Jiggy Wiggy. Alright. Sending off to find Lord Jiggy Wiggy, who is a freaky jigsaw-shaped man who fires laser beams to open up worlds. It's really weird when you think about it. So I try not to think about it too much. Bottle's house there. Gotta go tell his wife and children that he is now dead. If they're anything like me, they won't really care. Honestly, he probably doesn't even spend time with his family. Spends all his time playing cards with Banjo and Mumbo. Terrible father. This strange pet thing was cool, but I mean, it was weird. Meanwhile, at the Temple of Doom, Bloobelda and Mingella's castle, which is not really much of a castle, more of a tower, on top of a mountain. That seems really unnecessary. Another giant pulsating phallus is ready to wreak havoc on the world. Yes. B.o.b blaster. b.o.b. Couldn't think of a better name for it. Also didn't want to keep writing in rhyme, so they just decided to scrap that entire thing for Grunty. And she spoke the entire first game in rhyme, which was actually pretty cool, but I guess it was just too much work, so they ditched it. And now they just talk like normal witches. Which is still weird, but not really as artistic. And there's that creepy cat again. Wow. Seriously, like, skull-faced Grunty there? Yeah, that's kind of weird. But that cat, oh man, that cat's freaking me out. Seriously. I would not be surprised if you got to the end of the game, you beat these three up, and then you find out the final boss is that cat! And, oh wow. If that were true, I think I would just poop my pants and curl up into a ball, because that would just be too terrifying. Seriously. That cat would be in my nightmares. And if it's not yours, then there is something seriously wrong with you. And fire the giant! Okay. Seriously, you're making the jokes way too easy here. You're firing a big beam out of the big, long, rod-shaped object. Come on. No! King Jingaling! You've been turned into a zombie! And your pet is just eyeballs now! Which is actually less terrifying than it was before. Weird. Anyway, so they now have the King's Life Force. That's a good plan. Just blast the whole island. Why did they do that? Oh, it's got a charge? Okay. How long is it going to charge for? Hours it will take. They don't say how many hours, because... Okay. So I have only hours to find them and stop their evil plan. An unspecified number of hours. It could be like 2, or it could be 100. You don't know. I guess it depends on how long it takes you to finish the game. That's how long it takes for them to charge the beam up again. Anyway, back outside. Oh no, King Jingaling. Oh, we better not go back in there. He might eat our brains. Though I don't think Banjo has many brains. He's kinda dumb. Kazooie's really the smart one. Anyway, let's go down into Bottle's house and inform the widow of his demise. Hello, Mrs. Bottles. My goodness, your hair is terrifying. Is it like that all the time? Yes, keep quiet, Kazooie, because she obviously couldn't have heard that. Moles are don't only have bad eyesight, they also can't hear anything. Which is weird. Then again, they do live in caves, so... Hey! Oh, it's Specky! And he has a... Wait a second, what's that poster in the background? Kid, stop talking, I want to look at that poster. Seriously. Seriously? What? Bottles was the best kickball player out of all of the moles? Why do I find that hard to believe? Seriously. I mean, I think anyone would be a better player. And is that...
Hey.
Yep, that's Jet Force Gemini. Ha ha ha. Good on you, Rare. Make reference to your other games within games. It's Gameception. Brrrr. No, okay, I'm not going to do that. That would just be way too annoying. Oh, okay. Jiggy Wiggy's talking to us. He's not near us, which I guess means he's telepathic. That's cool. Die, dragon! Ah, take that, Spyro. What you get for trying to steal away Mario's spotlight, even though the company that made this really had nothing to do with Nintendo, they just like developing for the 64. And who can blame them? The 64 was awesome. I grew up with that console. I had a NES, but I mean it was old when I got it, and I skipped over the Super Nintendo because the 64 came out, and I played that so much when I was a kid. But I actually ended up selling my 64 to get a GameCube when it came out, and I regretted that so much. That was just really dumb. But a few years later, I rebought the 64, and I actually have Banjo-tooie on the 64, so I could play it on the 64 if I wanted to, but I just couldn't record, which is why I'm doing the 360 version. Alright, oh, so this is Jiggy Wiggy. Okay. So we know there's at least 2 creatures with jigsaws for heads. Like, are there any more? Where do they live? Seriously, that kind of troubles me. Oh well, whatever. Anyway. I don't know how many of you remember this little game from Banjo-Kazooie, but this was like a little bonus game you played if you went and looked at Bottle's painting in your house. But I guess they figured that, hey, that's so much fun, why not force you to do it just to access every level? Honestly, they're not that bad. These are pretty easy. They never really... Oh, hold on. They never really get much harder than this, to be honest. And, yeah, there's... I don't know, it just kind of feels like busy work to me. Like, okay, there, I finished it. What now? Like, why was it so necessary for me to do that? Besides, I only gave you 1 Jiggy. Like, so where did all the other ones come from? Like, why weren't they in place to begin with? Seriously, you sit in this temple all day, and you got jigsaws all around you, you think you might try and finish a jigsaw. Hell, your head is a jigsaw. Why wouldn't you do that? You must get so bored just standing there all day, every day. You got one guy there that worships you, but you really don't have much else going for you, man. And now, the door to Mayhem Temple opens. Yes. First level of the game. And probably the easiest level, too. Yeah, I know I don't have enough GDs. I know, dude. I'm leaving. Don't worry. I'll come back, don't worry. And, oh man, that guy looks really forlorn. Oh, whatever. No one really cares about him. And we'll kill another dragon. And to Mayhem Temple, which you will see me play in episode 3. Oh, I'm such a tease. But seriously, I will see you next time. T-Touchdown 77, signing off. Bye-bye.